What's up everyone? We're going to be selling a level 3 Griffin into an early level 3 tier 6 today. This is obviously inspired from Grounded's challenge a while back, and this run is a little bit old as well, but I am keeping it in my backlog for a little while now, and I think now is a good time to release it to the public. So here we go. I think we have a relatively decent start. Even though we managed to lose one heart, I am very happy with the setup. We have a marmoset, we have a pig, a chinchilla, all of which we can sell for some extra buying power at the start of the next turn. I also did take an early level hoping to see a spider. In case you don't know how this combo is supposed to work, you're getting as many spiders as possible on turns 3 and 4, and hopefully by turn 5 you have a level 3 spider to work with, and then you can build it into a level 3 Griffin. And Griffin's ability is very interesting actually. It gives you a treasure chest, which treasure chest requires 2 turns to break, and then you get a treasure map. Actually, I think it's in reverse. I think it's the treasure map first, then the treasure chest. But the premise is the same. You need to wait 4 turns in order for your toys to break, and then you get a tier 6 level 3 pet. And it also has some pretty decent starting stats. I believe 12-12, which is not bad at all. Here we get very lucky on this turn by getting 5 spiders. We only need one more in order to get the level 3 spider, but hopefully in the meantime we don't lose. I have stacked the pack full of useful tier 3 units that can hopefully help us win. Unfortunately, even though we got super lucky there, we still managed to lose because of the lizard tail. It's fine though, we only need one more spider and we are good to go, and here it is. So we're going to take the level 3, we're going to get some level ups as a result, and hopefully we get to peel into a Griffin. So here we go, the Griffin has been acquired, it has also been sold, and yeah, it is the treasure map first, then the treasure chest as we can see. But yeah, now we have to survive for 4 turns in order to claim our reward. And from us being on 4 hearts, it's a little bit dangerous, because it means if we get to lose all 4 hearts in the next 4 turns, we won't be getting even the tier 6 unit. So that is a little bit scary to think about, but I think we have a relatively decent setup right here. You can see that at this point in time this build was pretty popular to run. I believe Grounded had just released his first video on the concept, so a lot of people were running that same build as well. And yeah, sadly we end up losing, but we still have 3 hearts left. Now we are going to fill out the team, so hopefully we get to not lose this time. Deer can be so good in the early game, so I think it should be able to carry us for at least a round. And here we go, we managed to win this time, so now we get the level 3 tier 6 on turn 9 guaranteed. If we had managed to find some extra mandrills with pill, we could have made the process 2 turns faster, but I don't think it's worth it to go for that. It's a little bit too risky, plus Grounded has already done it, so I don't think it's worth exploring that concept. So here we go, we're going to set up for a level. Perhaps on the deer, I am stacking my pack full of summon pets in case I get something useful in the late game. I don't remember fully what I had in the pack as we faced the man himself running the mandrill strategy. But I think we had at least Sabertooth, I believe we had, maybe we had Spinosaurus as well, and obviously lots of tier 4 summon pets that can help us survive in the early game, which I think is a necessity. Here we go, we face Secretary Bird in the shop as well, and we're going to take that. We also find an eagle, so we have a pretty good summon team actually. Even though we don't have any stats on the team, the summons can hopefully be good enough for us to win. Let's take a look at the fight. I think it's looking pretty decent, especially with this great one wiping out their entire team, and the summons are going to claim the victory for us. I believe actually that was someone from the super auto pod that we faced, so pretty interesting build that they had. But here we go, we get the level 3 Lioness 12-12, and it's going to be scaling up the shop with +6/+6 every single turn. What this means for us, however, is that we have to survive for a little while longer until the Lioness scales up the shop properly. So like if we manage to give it like 2 to 3 turns, I think we will all be good, but in the meantime we're hoping to not lose. Here it's looking like a victory perhaps. A very rare falcon copying the bus there, and the bus that gets copied doesn't get any chili, which is a pretty peculiar sight. But yeah, we get to win, so we get to survive another turn for +6/+6 extra stats from the Lioness. The fact that we also have 3 hearts left to spare is pretty good. It means that we have a guarantee of 18 stats from the Lioness shop scaling, so I think that is pretty good to have. We get to pick up an alpaca, and we're going to transition into yet another eagle because I think it's going to be a little bit more useful for us to have than a chili bus. As I said before, I think I have some pretty good units in the pack. Unfortunately here we only get a cockatoo, so we don't really get to enjoy any benefits. Or that may have been called a cockatrice. I'm starting to mess up my names a little bit. Whatever the case though, here we can see we actually find some pretty decent stuff in the shop. An octopus, a tapir, both of which we would be very happy to get mid-battle from the eagle. But for now I think we're going to transition into multiple lionesses. And I'm also freezing this warthog because if you remember the run that initially got a victory for grounded, it became a 5 of a kind warthog. So I wanted to pay homage to that run by getting a 5 of a kind warthog in this run as well. And it's also a pretty easy 5 of a kind to get because warthog has a very good ability, especially when it's at 50/50 stats. So I think we're going to start including the warthogs here. Alpaca is going to be very good for us because it's going to give us some XP, and that will result in a level up for us. And that level up results in yet another lioness, and we even find another lioness in the shop. So we are getting +12/+12 shop scaling per turn. So we will very soon be at 50/50. It will take like 2 more turns or so. But for the Warthog it might just be a single turn because it already has some pretty decent starting stats. Here we face a very scary looking team with the Abomination plus Parrot, which has a broken interaction together, so thankfully we get to beat them by the sheer amount of stats that we have. But we are still not done, we have to continue fishing for the 5 of a kind. We still have 4 more Warthogs left to find, and we only have 4 turns remaining. So I think on average we are expected to find the Warthogs that we are looking for, and we do find one on this turn, so only 3 left. I even afford to purchase a chocolate onto it. Maybe a little bit unnecessary of a purchase, but it's fine. Here we face Wombat, who is running some scummy summon build, but it's okay, it's not scummy if we get to beat it, so I'm not going to be complaining. And yeah, only 3 more turns left to go. Another lioness in the show, but I don't think we need any more. We only look for warthogs at this point, and if we don't manage to find any warthogs, I think I'm just going to transition into a different sort of funny build. So here we go, we're looking. This time unfortunately we don't find anything, so I think that was a little bit of an unlucky turn, but at least we get the full 50/50 shop now, so even the 1/1 units are going to be 50/50. Here we see another summon team way scummier than wombats, and they get very lucky with the tapir spawning out of the eagle. It's still not good enough for them to defeat us though, so we are happy to claim the victory right there. And I think this is around the point in time where I'm starting to give up on the 5 of a kind warthog, because we are getting super unlucky even from the level ups. So I decide, why not just bring the man himself, Grounded Sap, in order to claim the victory for us, because he introduced that very fun concept into the game. So here we go, 2 50/50 ducks, another one waiting for us in the shop. We even had a duckling in the shop right there, but I don't think it's worth taking because it is not Grounded's mascot after all. And here we are going to claim a victory. And I think at the end of the day I'm just going to give up completely on the warthogs and just go with the ducks. Hopefully it is a victory, And if it's not a victory, I think I'll just try to transition into something a little bit more powerful than this. But here we go, we have the 3 50-50 ducks on turn 16, we even get to put lemon on one of them, and hopefully this is good enough to win. Let's hop into the fight and see. So we get matched up against a behemoth that is 66-66, so not even the lemon is going to save us. And that build kind of scared me, so I decided to transition into something a little bit stronger, and thankfully we find double cow in the shop. Sag is going to be helping us with the mother's milk, and I think this is going to be it. We are going to build a very aesthetically pleasing team right here, and we are going to feed the milks to the cows themselves. So yeah, this is going to be the run. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I really hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.